Hey YouTube, so this is an exciting day for me. I get to show everyone my recent purchase here, and we'll go ahead and show you that right now. So here it is, the 2013 Mustang GT, ruby red color, your standard interior. This is basically just your standard Mustang GT. It's got these ugly bullet style silver wheels, 18-inch. Standard brake setup. Pretty much everything's standard in this car. There's only a few things that were ordered from the factory a little different than your standard off the lot kind of GT. But it is a 2013 GT nonetheless. 5-liter, 6-speed manual. Let's go and open the door here so you can see the inside. Yeah, just your basic interior. It's got Recaro cloth seats. And just your basic sync infotainment system here. Doesn't have the color change options, just got the ice blue, which I like. It looks nice. But yeah, it's got the Recaro seats. And this thing is bone stock. It is factory stock. So the Recaros were not added after the fact. They were added at the factory as an option, along with the 373 rear end gears. The thing that really just sets this car off is the front end. It's got the 2011 style GT 500 front bumper, where the hood meets the front bumper at the top, which I think looks awesome. It's got the awesome LED and bright ass headlights. Fog lights are actually really bright too, but the headlights do just fine. I don't actually use these fog lights that often. Kind of just turn them on every once in a while, make sure they still work. It's got the functional hood vents, which is really cool. A lot of this stuff is just functional. It's one thing that I really like about this car, is that there's just a lot of functionality to a lot of these parts. And of course the 3D style tail lights. So yeah, that's the overview of the car. It is 100% bone stock. So yeah, very excited. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this car. All right, so we're in the 2013 Mustang GT, and I'm actually gonna go do some errands, so I thought I'd take you along for a little ride. This will be part of another video. So just sitting in this car, you can just tell how refined it is compared to the older vehicles. So when you sit in it, it's got these cloth Recaros, which actually are probably one of the most comfortable seats I've ever sat in. The bolsters are very aggressive, but they fit nice. They really keep you snug. And, you know, you got good room for everything. Your arms, the shifters in a good spot where you can rest your arm. The only inconvenient thing about the shifters, that if you have any soft drinks or any kind of drink here in the cup holders, is kind of problematic, because then you have to lift your arm over that. So that's one thing I would say the 15 and 16 models have an advantage, because they're offset instead of just directly behind the shifter. So this car is bone stock, and so we'll go ahead and start the car so you can hear it, and then we'll go for a little drive. So you got the little ding there, and then it sounds good on startup. Starts right up. I was high about 1200 RPMs for a little warm-up period. I was back down pretty quick. But yeah, the overall just like refinement when you sit in this car, like there's no rattles, there's no big like there's no noises that really come from the car. And that's also a little bit of an issue I have with it, is that I'm so used to it, and it's kind of just like not really a problem, it's just something I'm not used to. All right, so I'm gonna put the seatbelt on here. And I do have to say, with the 2013s with the Recaros, is that reaching everything once you're in your actual driving position, you know, it's not really convenient to like reach over to the passenger side to get anything because you feel those bolsters pushing back against you. But they are great for driving. Now, if you have to do anything else, like reaching the seatbelt, you know, if you try to reach over your shoulder, and of course I'm a bigger guy, I'm about 6 foot, and I'm pretty hefty, as you can see. You know, it's easier for me just to reach back on the lower section to grab the seatbelt. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and go for a little drive here, and I'll give you some more thoughts about this car. Okay, so we're setting out here. Reverse is a little different for what you're used to with any of your 6-speed manual cars. You have to push down on the shifter and put it up where almost the first gear position is. But it's a very mechanical process. Like, you know that you're in reverse and not first gear. The new 5-liter engine just feels awesome. It's one of the reasons I really wanted these cars. Or I really like these cars, I should say. I really wanted this car because after driving the new 5-liter, it just felt so powerful, so refined, so smooth. And it just felt like it had a lot more potential in it. But it was already fun from the factory. It's not one of those cars that as soon as you sit in it, you feel like you really have to start doing modifications to it. The acceleration on it's really nice. You'll see here when I'm getting on the interstate. Now, this car does have 373 rear end gear, so that helps a lot. Very fast acceleration, but it's a very smooth like power. Like, this car just really wants to get up and go, which makes it a lot of fun. And of course, when you're cruising, you're just cruising speed limit here and just going. It's so smooth. It's not like your typical muscle car. You know, you don't have a lot of engine noise, you don't have a lot of road noise, you don't have a lot of real like road feedback. The car just handles it all so well. So this car's a lot of fun. I'm very happy with it. Some of the issues with it, again, I brought up the cup holder issue on the inside. Any kind of movement on the interior after you're in these seats is an issue. Just more like comfort kind of issues. So it's not really a big deal. It's not really an issue at all. It's just one of those things where, you know, you express some discomfort when you're trying to do those things. What can this car do from a stop? You're about to find out. Ah, the shifter. So we're heading back to the garage now. Got to have a little fun with the car. It's getting ready to rain, so I wanted to give a little pull so people can hear what this car sounds like bone stock. So we'll get back to the garage here and we'll do a little discussion. All right, everyone. So as you can see, we took it for a little bit of a drive. It literally just started raining as I was doing my little pull there at the end. Now, some of the issues, which are not unknown issues, these cars are not perfect by any means. The shifters on these cars feel like twigs and sponges is the best way to put it. As soon as you put it into another gear, it feels like that it's kind of grabbing, and it kind of has that absorbance kind of feel like a sponge. But then once you get it in gear, it feels like a twig, as in like it feels like you're bending the shifter. And you know, which aren't bad things, but unless you get used to it, you're gonna miss shifts. You saw me miss third really bad, and I thought I had this car down. Of course, I've put less than 1,000 miles on this car, so I still haven't got it down yet. But as you can see, it's a lot of fun, and it's great to just, you know, have that kind of power and that smooth of a vehicle. So the second big issue that I have with this car that it's going to be fixed very soon is the sound. You could hear the engine pretty good when I was getting on it, and I hope the audio came through to you here. But the sound tube also helps with that, which is a piece that goes from your intake to the interior of the car to enhance the sound of your driving experience when you're putting full throttle to the car. So that issue is going to be fixed soon. I do have an exhaust on the way, because this car is just too darn quiet. I mean, you can't even tell if the thing's running when you're just cruising. It's almost like the car could have just died and you're just coasting and don't even realize it. So, I mean, the car does have a nice little growly tone when you're letting it idle, but when you're driving and you hear the road noise, literally cancels out the sound of the car. So that's going to be fixed here soon, and I'll have a video of that is coming up as soon as that gets installed with all the details and everything like that. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching. We got to get the ball rolling on the 2013 Mustang GT. So there's a lot coming in the future, and I'm definitely taking everyone along with me for the ride, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.